Hey everybody, today I'm showing that you really can align a Jeep and align a golf cart using the same exact method, and I'm going to show you what that is right now. I went on Amazon and picked up some of these little goofy things right here, and it even comes with two cute little tape measures. I already pulled the front wheels off of the Jeep, and as soon as I'm done with this, I am going to do the golf cart next. I'll try and leave something in the description that says what time to skip forward to if you want to see the golf cart alignment video. And of course the description will have what you're looking for these parts down below also. So for the Jeep here, the first thing to do is, of course, put it up on some jack stands, make sure that it's good, steady, and stable. Remove the wheels, both front wheels, not the back wheels, just the front wheels. And I've tried to align this to be just like this, so that there's two on the bottom, one on the top. So this goofy little gizmo right here can slide right on there. And yes, I know I've told everybody in the past not to use wheel extensions. Look at the name of the channel, people. Do as I say, not as I do. Or don't do as I say. Yeah, definitely don't do as I say. Don't do as I say or do. Wheel extensions are bad. Never use wheel extensions. Go ahead and grab a couple lug nuts and thread them all the way on so it sits nice and tight. I meant to do that. And then go ahead and do the same thing to the other side. Now the next thing I'm going to do is take the first tape measure, put it right here in this little groovy thing right here, and extend this thing all the way across to the other side. That should be about long enough. Now let's go over to the other side. Once over here on the other side, go ahead and pick up your tape measure and stick it right here in this little groove right here. And make sure you take up all that slack so that it's sitting right here in this little hole and inside this groove so that it can't really come out very well. Now I'm sure it could come out. Just don't shake it. Now let's go back over to the other side. Once back over here on the other side, go ahead and pull this thing tight. Hit your little stopper thing and just let it sit right there. And do the same thing on the opposite side. Put your tape measure in here, get it to the other side, grab your tape measure and put it in that little slidey spot right there. Perfect. Then back over to the first side, go ahead and leave it just like that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get the first measurement on the back. Let's do the back first. As I pull this first tape measure on the back, let's see here, where are we at? That is right about 70 and a half, maybe 70 and 9/16. Yeah, we'll call that 9/16. And then on the front, we are at, ooh, that is much different. 70 and, let's see here, that's 8, 7, 6/16 or 3/8. That is quite a bit of difference. I'm only looking for about 1/16 of an inch difference here. Just a little bit, just enough to notice. Or notice quite a bit, actually. Let me show you where my steering wheel is when it says I'm going straight down the road. Yep, I didn't even have to move it very much. As I'm looking straight inside the vehicle, I pulled it straight in, and that's where the steering wheel was, just kind of a little crooked there. Just enough to be super irritating when you're driving straight down the road and you got the wheel looking like this. Now that I'm thinking about that, with it being just that little bit off, and with it being just that little toe in, I'm wondering if when I fix the toe in, so it's just 1/16 of an inch, if that's enough to adjust the steering wheel over just a little bit. If it's not, I'll show you how to fix that here in a second too. So for the Jeep, I'm not gonna get into all the parts, the pitman arm, drag link, all that sort of stuff. I'm just gonna come right over here to the driver's side front bar right here and loosen this right here. The same bar that your steering dampener is attached to, that's the one that is attached to both front wheels. And that's what actually, moves your wheels in and out. That's a really weird description of these two fingers. It's almost like mahalo. Anyway, in order to adjust that angle right there and give these just a little bit more room to toe it out just a pinch, and it's not really towing it out, I'm just trying to get it to 1/16 of an inch toe in. Gonna go ahead and loosen this and then get a wrench or like a pipe wrench, see what I can do to get on this right here. So you need something that can grip onto this and turn it, and something to loosen that. And now once you got this loosened, don't be afraid to put any penetrating oil on here if you need to get that loosened up, or to make sure that this is nice and loosey-goosey for you to adjust. And I'm sorry if anybody wants to know if I'm on Team Croil or Team Liquid Wrench. I got bad news for you. I use both. Sorry. I can't be the one to help you decide. I think they both work just fine. But now that I've got this nice and loosey-gooseyed up, let me find a wrench, something about like this, that hopefully will fit over it. Tighten this thing up just a bit. And if I can remember correctly, it's going to be down is going to make it longer and up is going to make it shorter. So down is gonna be toe in. No, down's gonna be longer. Down's gonna make it longer. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I move that down, it's gonna make it longer, and that's gonna toe it out just a little bit. And if you put it on the other way and you do it in, like lefty loosey, righty tighty, then it's going to shorten and toe in, I think. Double check. All right, now after a whole lot of wailing on that thing, Finally got it to move just a little bit. Let's see how much it actually went. 7/16. Here we got, it's gonna be 8/16, 9/16. That's pretty close. That's close enough for me, I think. It's within an eighth of an inch. I was going for a 16th, but you know what? Eighth of an inch is good enough. I need to get a new bar on the front there anyway, so I'm gonna have to redo this shortly anyway. Not gonna put that much effort into it. Okay, well, just took it out on a little test drive, make sure everything's still going real good. It is, but it did not fix my little steering wheel issue being a little crooked. So let's see what I can do to fix that. Now the steering adjustment is done right here in this arm that goes kind of crooked sideways. And depending on how much it pushes or pulls, depends on which way you're steering. I guess it's more like this, left and right. I can't move my wrist that way. So I'm gonna go ahead and loosen these two little clamps right here. Yeah, these two right here. Gonna go ahead and loosen those up, then put my pipe wrench on here and turn it one way and then turn it the other way and see which way is what. Initially my steering wheel is just slightly crooked still. I just let it cruise on up in here nice and straight, which is obviously not quite straight. Yeah, you can kind of see that how it's just a little bit crooked. I can't handle that little bit of crookedness for some reason. And I'm sure if I'm not too careful, it'll start throwing some codes and I'll put lights and dinghies on the dash, and I can't deal with all that stuff. Since I'm not really sure there's a difference, and here's liquid wrench. Give it a few shots up here and get that nice and loosened up. Oh yeah, definitely got enough on that one. There we go. Nice and gooey. See, I told you, I'm not on team either one. Coil, wrench, I really don't care, as long as it gets the nut off. Yeah, that didn't sound right. I can confirm those both came loose pretty easy. Didn't matter which one I used. Yep, so they both work. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put my pipe wrench on here. I'm gonna give this a twist. We're gonna go down first, and then I'm gonna go see which way the steering wheel turns. And there we go, after just about one complete turn down, give or take. Just straighten the wheel, nice and straight. Go ahead and tighten those things up, and give it another ride, see what happens. And just to be completely transparent, I did end up having to tweak that back just a little bit because then it was, I don't know, it just felt like it was going a little bit more to the right. So I just rolled it back just a little bit, maybe a quarter turn. Not even a quarter turn. Maybe a quarter turn. Okay, on to the Bentelli, or the golf cart alignment with the little gizmos. Where did my gizmos go? Ah, here's one. So again, we're gonna go ahead and use the alignment gizmo here, and the tape measures, of course. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and jack this up. Then I'm going to take the wheels off and put the little doohickeys on the hubs. Pretty sure this should work. If not, you won't see it because I won't include it in the video. Easy as that. Just like on the other vehicle, I went ahead and, let's get that straightened out real quick. Put the two lug nuts on the bottom, went ahead and put this on here and then secured it. Then I secured it lightly with two of the lug nuts. And just like before, I'm gonna go ahead and stretch out my tape measure, going through this little mark right here and put that all the way over to the other side. I'm gonna very carefully catch that edge over there. I'll show you that here in just a second. And then I'm going to leave this sitting right there. Move back to the back side and same thing. Go ahead and stretch this out and click it over to the other side. And again, let this retract and just hold itself right there. And I'm gonna come over here and make sure I double check these. Make sure that they're fully seated right there in that little gap right there. And something I'm noticing right away is I know that this thing's gonna be towed out just a little bit. It's been a little while since I've done an alignment on this. And I may have been, I'm not gonna say I was mudding in it, but I'm not gonna say I was very careful about my steering either. And it's entirely possible that I've bent something or knocked something out of alignment a little bit. When I measure the front, it's looking like 37.5 inches. And measuring the back, yeah, that is way different. I'm at 36.5 inches. Because yeah, I knew I had it towed out just a little bit, but I didn't think it was, well, I know it wasn't that bad. I could probably check back on my previous video for how to do an alignment and see just how much different I had it. I know I used a slightly different method, the boards method, without taking the tires off. So go ahead and get this thing straightened out a little bit. And again, I'm gonna put this to be toe in about a 1/2 inch. That seemed to be the nice sweet spot when I was doing the toe in, toe out. And a real quick history of the toe in, toe out that I've done on this. I noticed that whenever I towed this in, it would go really straight line, really nice and easy, but it was difficult to turn in any direction. Like it just was fighting itself, like it did not want to turn a corner. When I had it toe out too far, it was nice and somewhat steady in the straightaways, but if the weight got off a little bit, it would wander and meander all over the road. But it would take a corner like nothing. Just woo, here we go, woo, there we go. So that's when I settled on the toe out, about a quarter to 1/2 inch. Let's go with a 1/4 inch. Let's do a 1/4 inch this time. The first thing I'm gonna need to do is go ahead and loosen up the lock nuts on the passenger side here and on the driver's side over here. So for my cart, I'm gonna go ahead and loosen up this first, and it's a 19 millimeter for mine. Give that a little loosen. Come over here to the passenger side, loosen that up just a little bit. And since I'm toe out quite a bit, I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to this with, I think this is 18, just to hold this right here. And I'm gonna start right here with my 12 millimeter at about the 6 o'clock position and drill it in. There's a half turn. No, I take that back. That's a quarter turn. And that would be a half turn. Let me go ahead and do that a third time. Now I'm gonna go over to the driver's side and turn it in the same number of turns. 3 turns. And for the driver's side, it's going to be just the opposite. In order to turn it in, I'm gonna have to push it down. There's a quarter turn. There we go, 3 quarter turns. Now I'm going to remeasure my distances down here and see what the difference is. And in the front, it looks like about 37 1/4. And in the back here, I'm gonna go with 36 and maybe a little bit more than 3/4. 36 3/4, maybe 13 16ths, somewhere around there. Still not quite enough, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it another quarter turn on each side. Now after fiddling and adjusting these just a little bit, there's 36 7/8. Yeah, we'll call that about 7/8. 37 1/16. That's pretty close. So that's pretty close to what I was looking for. I'm not gonna mess with it any more than that. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten up the lock nuts on there. So on the passenger side, just go ahead and tighten this up right here. Put my wrench on it and give it a nice little, maybe a quarter turn. Come over here to the driver's side, do the same thing. Go ahead and lock that thing back on there. That should be good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take off the measuring tapes here. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the 2 lugs off here, pull these little trays off, or these alignment tools. Then I'll get the wheels back on, take it for a short cruise and see how it goes. And there we go, the test drive went absolutely perfect. No surprises, wheels still centered because I adjusted the left and right at the same time, the same amount of turns. There was no change to the steering wheel. If you need to change your steering wheel or the steering angle, you would need to adjust one of them up and then the other one up also, or down, and that's going to move your steering wheel left and right. I'm not sure which one's left and right, if up is right and down is left, or if it's the other way around. You might have to play with that just a little bit, see which way the wheels go. I'm sitting here and looking at this, and I believe down is going to be right, and then that means that moving them up the same amount will move the steering wheel left. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on this. I need no quotations. And I need 0 credit for any of the work you do. Make sure you check down in the description for any links that might be to important stuff. And as always, any clicks that you do make, you can purchase whatever you want. It helps support this channel. And I greatly appreciate your support. Do the thumbs up, subscribe thingy if you need to. And yeah, that's the paradigm for today. May not be the right one, but that's the channel. Check channel page for all kinds of other questionable methods to how to do stuff.